Hello internet, my name is Cody and this is Things Your Sister Says. This is my second channel. I have another one called Knit Grit where I talk about crocheting and I do knitting stuff. That actually has a fairly decent following. So if you're interested in crocheting and knitting stuff, you know, there's a description link down below. You can go over there. But today I'm going to be talking about things that I'm doing for my polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I have PCOS, what it's always pretty much called and abbreviated down to, and I have a lot of the symptoms. I have some hair growth that I'm not a big fan of. I have the biggest one, which is just straight up lack of a period. I don't have a cycle on a regular basis, and it is infuriating to not have a cycle. The last one that I had was in September, which was prompted from birth control, so it's not my body doing it, it's a chemical in my body telling it to do it, so it's not actually fixing anything more than, it's not fixing the underlying problem, which is my insulin resistance and the fact that I am a sugar hound. Let's be real, I love sugar. Back in the day, I used to be really into soda, so, you know, do with that what you will. It pretty much wrecked my system. That and the shot, and also Mirena. You want to go on hear me go on a tangent about birth controls? I can, because they just do not work for me. My body does not react well to birth controls. I know it can be amazing for some women, and I don't want to take that choice away from anybody. That choice is definitely something that should be out there, and I am very much for women who want to make that choice for themselves. For me, I do not do well with the birth control. My body does not react well to outside hormones. So I'm pretty sure the shot is what pushed me over to getting PCOS in the first place, but that's a whole other side tangent I don't even really want to get on today. And I just really wanted to talk about intermittent fasting. I've been doing that for the last 30 days and I started out at 214.6 pounds. I am now down 8.5 pounds in 1 month. I haven't changed anything else to my diet other than the fact that I'm doing intermittent fasting and I'm drinking and making sure that I get at least a gallon of water every single day. I count green tea towards that because, well, I do. I've been using the app Zero and I've been using the app Drink Water to keep track of my stuff because I'm one of those people that I will obsessively use my phone, and if I have another thing that I can just, keep track of every single day, it's good for me. I can keep track of what I'm doing, and if I can't keep track of it, then I just won't do it. I won't remember to do things, and I get a little notification saying, hey, guess what? Drink water. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I do gotta do that, don't I? So I drink water, a gallon every single day, and I have not messed up on doing intermittent fasting for at least 16/8 or 18/6. What that means is that during the period of the 16 hours that I am fasting every single day, I do not eat. I fast. I hold off. I drink tea. I do water. I sometimes have my little sparkling water drinks if I really want to pick me up, but other than that, I abstain from all food. Then I have a feasting or a feeding window for 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. I'm fasting between 16 to 8 hours and I'm feeding between 6 to 8. I hope that makes sense. They're also abbreviated as 16/8 or 18/6 for, on Zero is the app that I use. I don't know why I'm using so many quotations. Anyway, I have a feeding period where I eat normally. I've just been eating what I normally do. I find that I am definitely craving more healthy foods during this period, which I am very excited about because if my body wants something, I'm typically like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go get some food. But I haven't been that strict with my diet at all. I'm definitely going to be a bit more strict as soon as I plateau, but I have yet to do that. I have been losing 2 pounds every single week for the last 4 weeks that I have been fasting. And I've only really plateaued because I started a cycle. I actually have had my period for the first time since September and I'm so excited. Fasting seems to be the thing that works. It seems to be the thing that's doing it. It's that and the drinking a gallon of water every single day. I also do take supplements. I've been taking these supplements. I haven't changed them for the last year though. I've been taking them and they're the only thing that seems to be making my head not feel dizzy all the time. That was a big thing that prompted a lot of these changes about a year ago, was I was getting dizzy and I knew that it was pretty much like, yeah, no, you're drinking and eating way too much sugar and it's terrible for you and you are going to become diabetic. This is not okay. You should not be doing this. And while I logically know that, my brain also tends to want to crave these things to counteract like the highs and the lows and my cravings, and I've got all these chemicals going through my body that tell it what it wants to do, and it's just, you know, lack of self-control. It's totally, that's what that is. It's just a lack of self-control, but I've been good for this month, so let's just go with that right now. The supplements that I've been taking is I take Myo and Nositol, and I take D-chiroinositol in a 40-to-1 ratio. I've read that that's the best thing, but there's some other things that say that it's not. Either way, that's what I've been taking. I take Myo and D-chiro together. I do them separately. I do not like the little pink one that I saw on Amazon. It didn't work for me. It didn't do anything. So I'll put it up on here, the actual ones that I take. I've also been taking magnesium and vitamin D. That has actually been something that I've been doing for the last 2 months or so. I also take a multivitamin in the mornings. A big thing that I've noticed with fasting, aside from the weight loss, is that my fatigue is gone. I actually will wake up with my partner and want to do things. I was so ridiculously productive over the last week. It is just insane to me. If you could tell me that I could sleep for 12 to 14 hours every single day, I could do it. And I've done it. Like, I've had periods of those times where I'm like, I really want to just sleep. And I'll sleep. And I know that that's fatigue. I know that that's insulin resistance. I know that that's a lot of my PCOS crap. And I'm done. I'm tired of it. I am tired of not being as productive as I've been before. I'm done, and I really want to try to change things. So I am very excited about the fasting. The big thing for me that kind of tilted me over and got me into fasting was the fact that my dad has been doing fasting and keto. I've not been doing keto, but I am thinking of leaning towards that way. It's definitely working, and I'm craving a lot more keto-friendly foods. I feel better on the days that I do eat more keto-friendly foods, so that's kind of why I'm like, I might be leaning towards that way. But if I'm having these amazing results from even just intermittent fasting, straight up just fasting, and I'm actually craving the foods that I want to crave, then I tend to try to do things too much at once, so that's why I wanted to focus on doing the intermittent fasting and drinking a gallon of water every single day. But anyway, my dad's the one that inspired me to do this. He lost a butt ton of weight. He gave me permission to put up his before and afters, so I'm gonna be popping those up on the screen as well. He lost so much weight, and honestly it was alarming at first because I'm used to my dad being, like, when I grew up, being kind of like the chubby happy guy. He's always just a happy guy, and even now he's like, the happiest that I've been in a really long time. He's always just been the happy dude, and now he's the lean happy dude. Like, how crazy is that? If he can do it, seriously, anybody can do it, because he was also a sugar hound. He likes sugar just as much as I do. And so I'm so excited, and I'm really happy for him too. And I'm just excited that this seems to be working for us. And I can't say anything about what it will do for anybody else. His partner also has lost a crap ton of weight, like a metric ton of weight. It's just, and they started it for kind of similar reasons to me. Like, they started it because they were tired of having their arthritis and having joint pain all the time, and just generally being in pain. They're, well, obviously I'm 30, so I think he was 24 when he had me, so he's 50 something. Anyway, they're in their 50s, and they were tired of having arthritis and being in pain, and a lot of the weight issues tend to contribute with that, is that, like, oh hey, you've got a lot more weight on your body for you to carry around, so it's gonna cause more pain. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people it does. Anyway, so he started it with just wanting to lessen his pain, and then I've been reading things on my PCOS boards where they're like, yeah, sometimes intermittent fasting can be amazing for women with PCOS and insulin resistance. So I decided that I was like, hey, if it worked for him, I have a genetic predisposition to having it probably work for me. So I'm trying to listen a little bit more to a lot of his crazy ramblings about keto and all that stuff. Hello. I have another cat as well trying to jump up on me. So I'm doing that. I'm probably gonna do these videos once a month because I like seeing actual changes, and I'm not that kind of person that's just like, oh hey, every single week I'm going to be doing all kinds of videos where I talk about my weight and the fluctuations and things go up and things go down. As long as I see a general downward trend, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And as long as I'm healthy and I'm continuing on and being happy, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. The biggest thing that it's not even the weight loss for me that I'm so excited about when it comes to intermittent fasting. Yeah, that's a bonus. I'm sure a lot of it's water weight, but the two big things that intermittent fasting has done for me is the fact that I'm not bloated all of the time. I am giving my stomach a break. I don't want to constantly eat. I'm finding that after week 2, I don't crave food. I don't have those insulin spikes and waves because my body's actually just straight up burning the fat that is on my body. And the bloating and giving my stomach a break is such a big deal. I don't feel bloated. I literally would look pregnant because I was so bloated, and it was so frustrating because as somebody who's trying to get pregnant one of these days and trying to have a healthy baby and having a healthy child, it's frustrating to see yourself as a bloated pregnant mess when you're not actually. It's just ugh. And another thing is that it actually prompted a cycle. It's showing me that my hormones are actually regulating, which is what I want. I just want my regular hormones. I don't care if I'm some kind of skinny, tiny thing. I'm never gonna be that. I've never been that. Even when I was a $130, I was never this little skinny, tiny thing. Nothing wrong with that. That's just not who I am. I've always been a curvy girl. I've always had, you know, the whole hourglass thing going, and I'm very happy with that. So as long as I can get down to, like, my goal weight would be a $140. I am 5'4". I know that that's still on the higher end of what my height bracket should be, but if I got down to a $140, I'd be super happy with that. I'd be content. I would just be like, okay, let's just exist like this. And a big thing with intermittent fasting is I can see this being actually something that I could do for the rest of my life. I could see myself having an eating window and a fasting window and just doing and sticking with that. I like that it is something that I don't have to pay for. It's not some kind of gimmick that I have to pay for. And I know that this is a rambling video, but darn it, it's my video. I can ramble if I want. I'm just super happy that it's something that I can attain, that I don't have to pay for. I might even be able to take some of these supplements and not have to take them in the long run. Honestly, I'm just exceptionally happy that I finally got a cycle. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to have a little bit of a rant. If you like stuff like this, I'm probably going to post monthly videos where I talk about PCOS and I talk about my weight and what all these changes are going on in my body and whether or not I get pregnant and things that go along with that. I also am going to be posting videos about DIY stuff and stuff that I pick up off the side of the road and I fix up, and typically like couponing and deals. So all this stuff. I do have another channel, as I said at the beginning of this video, where I talk about all kinds of stuff over there with knitting and crocheting. If you're interested in that, I actually have a pretty significant follow. I'm at 25,000 subscribers over there, which for me is huge. That seems like such an insane number. I don't even know why that many people are following all those tutorials. God, I'm such an idiot. All right, but if you're interested in those kinds of things, link it down below. Like, even right now, I'm looking at my skin and I'm like, it is just so much better since the water. I'm just dehydrating my body this entire time. All right, enough rambling. I'm just exceptionally happy. I'm not a doctor, so please talk to your doctor before you try to do anything that I just talked about in my video, taking any supplements, anything. All of it was anecdotal. I was not talking about it in any kind of way other than just these are my personal experiences. So, you know, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Until next time, guys. Bye.